Stephen A. Smith ignited a fiery debate in the basketball world over who truly deserves the title of the greatest point guard of all time. Can Steph Curry, with his revolutionary playstyle and unmatched three-point shooting, surpass the legendary Magic Johnson? Curry's bold claim has sparked intense reactions, fueling one of the most heated discussions in NBA history.
And who had the bigger overall impact on the NBA? Is it Magic Johnson or Stephen Curry?
Well, number one, Christine, let me say this. I agree with Steph Curry. Matter of fact, I said it after he won his fourth championship in his first NBA Finals, that he had just took over the throne of being the best point guard to ever play the game of basketball. That's number one. But when I think about impact, and I know Steph Curry has changed the game of basketball forever, but Magic Johnson, 6'9", at the point guard position, doing what he was doing in 1979 when he was drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers on until he went on to retirement, he also changed the game. But here's the way that he impacted it the most. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird actually saved the NBA, to be honest with you. They saved the NBA. Magic Johnson is the reason why Steph Curry is able to step foot in NBA arenas to this day. So when I have to think about the impact, I can't take that away from Magic Johnson, because without Magic Johnson, we probably wouldn't see the NBA where it is today. He saved the game, him and Larry Bird.
And I agree with you, Perk, but I go to this, why I think Magic Johnson impact. Because Magic Johnson performed in the NBA. Not only was he a great basketball player, we all understand how good Magic was and what he meant as a player. Magic Johnson brought fans that wasn't interested in basketball because of his performance, the entertainment aspect of who he was as a 6'9" guard, even on and off the court. Like, Magic Johnson became not only an icon for being a good point guard and the way he played, but the no-look passes, the ability to make people in the arena go ooh and ah. And it's not like it hadn't been guys before. You had the Dr. J's of the world. You had guys that were very, very important and great to watch. But Magic just had that sizzle. Like, the Showtime Lakers was because of Magic Johnson more than anything. You think about when he came into the NBA as a 6'9" guard, to your point, playing center when Kareem didn't play. Like, we could talk about how good he was as a basketball player, but to your point, Perk, when you talk about impact, I go from, we can have an argument about Steph Curry being the best point guard, right? And that's a legitimate argument. Impact on the game, though, I think at the time Magic Johnson came into the NBA, they needed a shot in the arm for entertainment. Okay. And he took it to that level.
I disagree with both of y'all, but that's only because I was talking strictly basketball.
Gotcha.
When you take the stuff off the court that both of you, first you, Perk, you, Big Swag, that y'all brought up, there's no debating that, okay? I'm only talking on the basketball court. It comes down to this. Magic Johnson, I know he was 6'9". I know we didn't see anybody 6'9" that could do the things that he could do. We know how he revolutionized the game because Showtime was Showtime. Lord have mercy. I mean, could you imagine if he had gotten drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks instead? It just wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same. I mean, you can't have Showtime in Milwaukee. Can't have Showtime in Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee, okay? Good city, great sports town, but damn it, you can't have Showtime.
It ain't L.A.
It ain't L.A. It ain't La La, okay? And mad love and respect to my girl La La Anthony, but La La, when we say La La, before her, it was Showtime, it was L.A. That was La La, okay? We got that. Let's fall back for a second, though, and understand this. Although he was the orchestrator and the engineer of Showtime, can't do that if you don't have Worthy on one wing. Can't do that if you don't have Norm Nixon or Byron Scott on the other. Can't do that if you don't have Michael Cooper trailing. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Don't get me wrong, the orchestrator, all that stuff. Can't do that without those pieces. You understand? Because we all loved Worthy finishing off a break or Byron Scott finishing off a break. Steph Curry, think about this. We saw people marvel at what Magic was doing, and they really couldn't duplicate it. They tried, but they really couldn't do it. We've seen, and they've accepted, and they accepted that. We see the game has changed because of what the hell Steph Curry has done. Now you've got Steve Nash with Mike D'Antoni and them boys in Phoenix sort of initiating it because Mike D'Antoni didn't want you playing defense. He wants you shooting the ball 7 seconds or less. You know, he wanted that kind of stuff going on. So we saw that. But when you look at Steph Curry, not only is he a spot-up shooter, he's a shooter off the dribble. He's a shooter from both corners, both wings. The key, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I mean, damn, you literally have to defend Steph Curry the moment he steps past half court.
No doubt.
He can literally pull up from 40 with ease.
Consistently.
And so, consistently. So what I'm saying is when you take that into consideration, and then the fact that an entire league has been altered because now it's a damn requirement to be able to shoot the three for at least half the team to be on the court. It's a requirement because of Steph Curry. That is the difference. And that's where I go with Steph Curry over Magic.
Go ahead, Perk. Go ahead.
Well, it's saying on the court, I'm going with Steph Curry. I think he is one of the greatest entertainers to ever play in sports.
Without question.
Not just in basketball. And forget changing the NBA, he has changed basketball forever. When you walk into AAU gyms, you see parents and coaches going crazy because kids don't pull up in the mid-range. Kids don't want to take layups on fast breaks. Kids pulling up for three-point shots and don't have no business shooting threes. So when you talk about a generational talent that has changed the game forever, the one of the best entertainers in sports history, yes, I'm going with Steph. But I'm just saying, Magic saved the game of basketball.
With such bold claims from Curry, it's clear we're diving into a debate that goes beyond titles and accolades. This is about reinterpreting the very essence of what makes a point guard the greatest. Steph Curry has never been shy about his confidence, but his recent statement is one for the ages. During his appearance on the Gil's Arena podcast, Curry unhesitatingly said, "Yes, it's me and Magic." That's the conversation when asked about being the greatest point guard of all time. These few words sent shockwaves throughout the league and beyond. Many were quick to refute the claim, arguing that Magic's body of work, particularly in leading the Lakers to 5 NBA championships, set an unattainable standard. But for Curry, this isn't just about hardware. It's about the way he has redefined what it means to play point guard in the modern NBA. Magic, standing at an unthinkable 6'9", controlled the game like a puppet master, orchestrating plays that looked more like Broadway performances than basketball. His role was traditional, yet transcendent, setting up teammates, controlling tempo, and always being 2 steps ahead of the defense. But Curry shattered that mold. At 6'2", he's not the floor general Magic was, but his impact on the game is undeniable. He's revolutionized spacing, forced defenses to adapt, and turned the three-point shot from a rarity into a necessity. Every kid now grows up wanting to shoot from the logo, thanks to Curry. Curry, in his 14 seasons, has made over 3,393 pointers, obliterating records. Magic, by comparison, made just 325 threes in his entire career. But that's not the whole story. Magic's brilliance came from his versatility and his leadership, while Curry's legacy is being written through the lens of a shooter who has fundamentally shifted how the game is played. While Curry's shooting prowess cannot be denied, what truly separates these two legends is their impact on the evolution of the game, and that's where the debate deepens. Let's talk about impact. Magic Johnson didn't just play basketball, he changed the way the game was perceived. His infectious charisma, combined with his ability to play all 5 positions at an elite level, made him a transformative figure in the league. Magic spearheaded the Showtime Lakers, dominating the 1980s and putting on performances that transcended sport. He was as much an entertainer as he was a player. Yet, despite all of Magic's accolades, Curry's influence on today's NBA is just as profound, if not more. Magic transformed the way we think about the point guard position, but Curry transformed the way we think about the court itself. The three-point line, once an afterthought, has become the focal point of modern offenses. Teams that don't have a three-point threat like Curry are essentially playing at a disadvantage. Curry's range has forced defenses to stretch farther than they ever have, opening up the court in ways no one could have predicted. Magic Johnson's influence is reflected in his 5 NBA championships and 3 MIV titles. But Curry's unique impact can be measured by the fact that he holds nearly every significant three-point record in NBA history, including the most three-pointers made in a single season with 402. While Magic's influence was about controlling the game's tempo, Curry's revolution is about transforming the very fabric of how basketball is played, and this is where the discussion about legacy becomes truly compelling. At the heart of this debate is the question, what makes a point guard the greatest? If it's about facilitating an offense and creating opportunities, then Magic stands tall. He redefined the role with his incredible court vision and unparalleled ability to run a fast break. But if it's about redefining the game, forcing opponents to adjust their strategies, and ultimately changing the sport's landscape, then Curry is the clear frontrunner. Curry's three-point shooting isn't just prolific, it's groundbreaking. He doesn't just shoot threes, he dominates with them. He hits contested shots, off-the-dribble threes, and deep bombs from beyond 30 feet that seem impossible. His gravity on the court is unmatched. Defenses are forced to guard him the moment he crosses half court. It's this unique skill set that has made Curry arguably the most influential player of his generation. Curry shoots a career 43% from beyond the arc, while the average three-point shooter hovers around 35%. This isn't just excellence, it's historical dominance. Magic may have invented the triple-double as a point guard metric, but Curry has fundamentally shifted what it means to be a shooter. With every three-point shot Curry drains, the game bends to his will. And this brings us to the final, perhaps most critical point: can Magic's traditional greatness withstand Curry's modern revolution? As this debate unfolds, it's impossible not to hear the voice of Stephen A. Smith echoing in the background. Stephen A. Ever the Provocateur read a text on First Take from none other than Michael Jordan himself. Jordan, who is rarely vocal on these sorts of matters, weighed in on the conversation with a clear stance. Magic Johnson is easily the best point guard of all time. Steph Curry is very close, but not in front of Magic. His reasoning? Magic's 5 rings, his leadership, and his undeniable triple-double prowess. Magic Johnson invented the triple-double, Smith read from Jordan's text. While this might not be true in the literal sense, the point is clear: Magic made the triple-double the defining statistic for modern point guards. Jordan's take, as read by Stephen A., highlights the traditional measures of greatness: championships, assists, and the ability to orchestrate a straight. But Curry's camp isn't fazed. In fact, Curry himself responded with poise, stating that, while the debate may never be resolved, just being in the conversation with Magic is a testament to his greatness. As Curry continues to push the limits of what a point guard can achieve, the debate between old-school dominance and new-age revolution only grows hotter. As we wrap up this debate, the truth remains elusive. On one hand, you have Magic Johnson, the traditional floor general who controlled games with his vision and leadership. On the other, Steph Curry, the revolutionary shooter whose impact on the game transcends his position. Both have changed the game, but in fundamentally different ways. Magic's brilliance lay in his ability to lead, to facilitate, and to do it all on the court. But Curry's greatness comes from his ability to break the game, turning basketball into a contest of range and precision like we've never seen before. Curry himself put it best when he said that just being in this conversation with Magic is an achievement in itself, and he's not wrong. But make no mistake, Curry is not content with just being in the conversation. He's still playing at an elite level, and his career is far from over. Curry, at 35 years old, is still chasing his 5th championship, which would tie him with Magic and perhaps settle this debate once and for all. Greatness is always a debate, Stephen reminds us. And in the case of Curry vs. Magic, it's a debate that's not going away anytime soon. Whether you side with Magic or Curry, the one thing that remains true is this: both players have left an indelible mark on basketball, and their legacies will continue to inspire generations to come. So, where do you stand? Is it Magic Johnson, the ultimate team leader and playmaker, or Steph Curry, the shooter who changed the way basketball is played forever? As Stephen might say, there's no wrong answer, but one thing is for sure: the debate over who is the greatest point guard of all time will only get more intense as Curry continues to add to his legacy.